Okay, so I'm going to start a series on William of Occam's Summa Logicae, where I go through the entire work one chapter at a time, well, at least the entire translated work, one chapter at a time. And before we begin, we're going to have some quick preliminary notes. First, Occam lived from 1287 to 1347, famously a nominalist, which means he didn't believe in any kind of robust existence for universals, that is, things shared by multiple concrete objects. He's famous for something called Occam's razor, which states that the number of objects posited to explain a given set of data should not be more than necessary. He was a Franciscan friar. Yeah. The purpose of this series is just to help me learn a little bit more about Occam as I go through the book and see if I can get some of the people watching this to learn along with me. Okay, so we're going to start on chapter 1, which is called On the Term in General. So he's going to talk about terms and the different kinds. So first, he quotes Aristotle: terms are that into which propositions are resolved. So propositions are, we'll start with propositions. Propositions are declarative sentences that predicate something of a subject. So Bob is 4 feet tall, the ray of sunshine is warm, and the sky is green. You'll notice the propositions don't have to be true, they just have to be declarative. So a term is something, at least for his current purposes, a term is something which a proposition can be resolved into. So the words Bob and the word is and the word for, these are all terms that make up propositions. So there are 3 kinds of terms that Occam identifies. One is written, one is spoken, and one is conceptual. And each of these have their own properties that I'll be going into. First, written and spoken terms. I'm doing these together because they're pretty similar. First and most importantly about both of these is that they're conventional. Now, conventional terms are terms which can have different meanings attached to them. So if you think of the word green, like the word green for us means like that specific color that you experience when you look at a green thing. But you could hypothetically agree with like a couple people you're talking to, I guess, that whenever you say green, what you're actually signifying is bacon and not the color green. So conventional signs, like written and spoken terms, or conventional terms, I guess, are changeable. They are different depending on the people who use them. Occam notes that written signs are those seen by human eyes, and spoken signs, or terms, are those heard by human ears. Then finally, we have conceptual terms, which are natural and unchangeable. The reason for this is because the natural sign is directly an impression on your soul. So you look at the color green and your immediate experience, the thing that comes to mind when you hear the word green, is what we mean here by a conceptual term. There's no way that you could change the signification of the conceptual term. And the reason for that is kind of intuitive. It's just that it's the impression that is made on you by the thing you're signifying. So when you say the word green, that refers to the impression on your soul that the color green makes, which in turn refers to the color green. Yeah. That's all that I have for this first episode. I will be making more shortly. The layout of these videos is supposed to be such that I can make them with almost no work at all. So yeah.